Hi, I'm Lauren Thomas. In this lecture video, we'll talk about the PERMA model for human flourishing. So the origin of the PERMA model comes from Dr. Martin Seligman. He is the founder of the field of positive psychology. He still is active in his research and is still leading the way in this field. He comes from the University of Pennsylvania. What I love is that he has coined this acronym to really help understand all of this research that he has been leading the way in around psychological well-being. You know, so often when we go to our healthcare provider, we're asked the question of what seems to be the problem. It's a real medical model of looking for and treating the disease within us. And what the PERMA model of human flourishing is to, instead of focusing on the weaknesses, focusing on the limitations, focusing on the needs of an individual, it's instead identifying what do you actually want out of your life and help someone really see an optimistic future, to really see a dynamic way of living, a vibrant life. And then once you have figured out what a beautiful life looks like to you, considering your own goals, considering your own strengths, now, how can we help get you there? What are the gaps and obstacles in your way now? So Dr. Seligman, he coined this acronym PERMA, and it's the building blocks of what he has seen are the patterns that everyone wants to have as far as a quality of life. He wrote this book. It's called Flourish. Love it! And it's really changing the idea of what a helping professional should talk to their client or their patient about. So let's get into what PERMA stands for. So PERMA stands for positive emotions, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. So all of these are these are the 5 ingredients that Dr. Seligman and his research team and all of the evidence around positive psychology is starting to point towards. Is these are the foundational blocks that make a healthy, vibrant quality of life for someone that is optimistic, that's hopeful, so that we're not necessarily thinking just of how to eliminate disease, absence of disease, and call that healthy. We want to really build on someone's strengths and help them lead a life that's worth living. So positive emotion, what does that mean? Positive emotion, from Seligman's point of view, is that feeling that we have when we feel joy, comfort, happiness, a real sense of pleasure, satisfaction, just feeling good, having a good self-esteem at a certain point. So how do we ask someone questions to help evoke positive emotion and learn what helps them feel joyful, hopeful? It's asking them questions like, do your current life ways, your lifestyle primarily bring you positive emotion? What makes you feel good? Why does that make you feel so great? What is it about it that's so enjoyable to you? How do you have a sense of hope and optimism and fun in your daily life? So shaping these kind of questions into a dialogue with the person that you're wanting to help can help steer the conversation in a positive direction. You can also ask yourself these questions. What makes you feel good? Why does that thing make you feel so great? And think about it. What is it about, going outside on a walk on a beautiful sunny day? What is it about that makes you feel so great? It almost sounds like something we take for granted, and of course we should feel this way. But then let's take some time and think about it. Why not? If it gives us joy, then thinking about it can also give us some additional insight into what helps build positive emotion. The second building block for PERMA is engagement. That's that moment when you're in the zone. You are in a state of flow, man. And the state of flow is something that's also being studied within the field of health psychology. I got that guy's book too. So Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is the guy who wrote the book on flow. And you know the state. It's just not something we talk about a lot. It's when time just stands still. You are just doing what you've been called to do. And this is where we can really think about, your skills are meeting the task at hand, and it's just a little bit challenging that keeps you motivated, keeps you engaged. That's a state of flow. So what are you doing? Is there an activity, a hobby, a work pursuit, a class that you're taking that fully engages you? That subject is just so enthralling to you. What are those things that help you lose track of time? Maybe it was when you were a kid and you were playing Legos for hours and you just love doing it. There's nothing else you'd want to do. Maybe it's, if you could describe a moment when you were so fully immersed in an activity, you enjoyed it because you felt that either time stopped or like time flew by, that time wasn't even a thought in your mind. I'm sure you've had those moments, and it's something to think about. When have you last been in a state of flow? Relationships is the third building block of the PERMA model. Relationships meaning not just any relationship, but positive, fulfilling, good, respectful relationships that are really life-enhancing, that are mutually appreciative. To what extent are your relationships that you have with your classmates, your colleagues, your friends, your family members positive and fulfilling and mutually respectful? Is there someone in your life who brings you joy, peace, gives you a sense of support? These are the building blocks that will help you remain in a state of well-being. And when you're not, when you're in a state of a crisis, you can come back to these relationships because you know that these are people who are your safety net. Having a sense of purpose beyond yourself is another building block of human flourishing in this PERMA model. Having meaning. Do you have a purpose in your life that's bigger than just yourself? Are you a part of a group that gives you a sense of belonging, that you feel that you can meaningfully contribute to this greater project or purpose? Is there some level of motivation and passion in your life that you feel fulfilled when you do that thing? What are the things that are meaningful and worthwhile to you? What matters most to you? When you think about these things, and when you help someone think about those things and help give space for someone to process, what is my purpose? What does give me a sense of meaning? You are helping to build the foundation of a quality life. And lastly, accomplishments. Not only just having accomplished things in your life and having already mastered things in your life, but having things that you're looking forward to accomplishing. Having goals in your life, whether they're big or small, is a way for you to continue to strive in your life. And also, as a helping professional, helping someone develop this idea of living a life where they can feel like they have accomplished something. It matters, friends. Are you working towards a goal in your life, even a small micro goal? What are your goals and your ambitions? You're here in college, so you likely have this goal of completing, at the very least, this semester, but certainly finishing and getting this degree of yours. But you've also already completed high school. You've accomplished something. Or if you're a dual enrollment student, you're almost there. But you've already have had that sense of mastery. You've already experienced that before, whether it was in childhood Little League or you ran a 5K in your neighborhood. There are ways that you can build in mastery experiences that help you feel more accomplished, and seeing that you have a set of skills, a set of competencies that you have gained. The key thing to remember in this PERMA model of human flourishing is not that we all need to just go 100% on all of these, but it's really just to remind ourselves that our life can be balanced by creating the building blocks, creating a life where the foundation is positive, engaging, meaningful, having strong relationships with people, and accomplishing things that matter to us. That these are things that really can help us build a greater quality of life. What I love is that Martin Seligman has done such a great job at leading the way in building the evidence around how to increase this idea of PERMA, increase your well-being. And he has found, as well as many of his colleagues in the field of positive psychology, that there are interventions that you would likely kind of almost laugh at, to think this is so simple. Some simple ways, interventions to increase your own well-being. One would be to design a beautiful day in your mind, or to write it down, to just, what would an ideal day look like? Going on a gratitude visit. Maybe this means calling up a friend and saying, hey, I'd like to visit you, and then just share with them all the things that you're grateful for with them. Maybe it's, contacting your grandmother and saying to them what you're grateful for and all the ways that they have been there for you. These are ways to help increase your own well-being, your own perception of your quality of life. Journaling what went well for you each day. Many people have a gratitude journal that they put at their end table. It's just a great way to reflect on the positive things that happened in your life, so that you are really making meaning and making sense of your day and thinking about it in a very positive way. Going on a strengths date with a partner or a friend. This might mean, first finding out what your strengths are, what your character strengths are. And then once you have them, learn what the strengths are of your friend, of your companion, and talking about them and sharing, yes, I've absolutely seen this in you. I've seen, this particular strength of yours come through in this way, and share that with them. My goodness, it just helps to build your relationship in a way that really strengthens each other and your own resolve. Another one that has been studied is smiling an authentic Duchenne smile. What that means is not those fake smiles. I'm going to give you a fake smile. But really genuinely giving a hearty smile. By doing so, you start to just believe yourself, believe that, your own facial muscles, and the laugh inside, your body starts to really kind of take that to heart, and take it to it's almost like one of those fake it till you make it kind of situations, but you're not faking it. You're smiling authentically, because in the back of your mind, what you are remembering are all of those positive emotions. They're starting to activate again. One thing that I think was really poignant is writing a life summary for your grandchildren. I've not done that before, and just reading about that makes me want to do it and try it out. That writing out your own life summary helps you to reflect on what you're grateful for, reflect on the failures in your life that you've learned from, and now they're not failures anymore. You've come alongside someone perhaps, and you've found a really good partner or a good friend. You've learned things about yourself. You've learned what works, what doesn't work, some surprises in your life, so that you can share that with your grandchild. And just by thinking about your own grandchildren, you're thinking about your legacy. You're thinking about what really matters in your life. You're thinking about your own accomplishments in a different light, in a way that you're thinking decades down the line, and not just, to set yourself up for success tomorrow. I hope that's helpful to you to think about which of these are interventions that you could try out this week. Thanks for learning alongside with me as we discuss the PERMA model for flourishing.